Hey there, Waffle Crew. I hope you're all doing great. I'm Marcus, and today we're diving into another wild tale from r/your mom shin quarters. If you're a fan of Reddit stories, please consider smashing that like button, subscribing, and maybe ringing that notification bell. Let's jump right into today's saga. As you'll see, this video is a bit of a beast. Super long, because it's all one story. I started recording, and it went over an hour, so I had to redo the intro to give you the heads up. This is a single tale that began on Am I the Jerk and unfolded with updates, essentially turning into a diary of the original posters, OP experiences, and emotions. Each update ramps things up further. I'll include timestamps for all the updates so you can revisit them if needed, as it's a hefty read. But let's get started. Trigger warning. This story contains mentions of mental health struggles, animal neglect, depression, and assault, so please be aware. The post comes from a user named Starry Skies Forward, titled, Am I the jerk for letting my brother-in-law who urinated on my belongings and blamed my cat move in? Or, as it's also known, the Urine Chronicles. I'm 29, female, and my husband Theo, 34, male, have been together for a decade. We met in college and dated throughout. I graduated first and spent a semester traveling while Theo finished his degree. He had to retake some courses, so when I returned, we couldn't relocate yet, and I had nowhere to live. I moved in with Theo and his brother roommate Ashton, 32, male, while Theo wrapped up school. Before moving in, I confirmed with Theo that Ashton was okay with me bringing my male cat. They had an elderly dog with hip issues, and Ashton gave the green light. About 3 weeks after settling in, I noticed a urine smell in our bedroom, but we couldn't pinpoint the source. My cat is litter trained, so I knew it wasn't him, and the dog couldn't climb stairs to reach our room. I started finding clothes on the floor reeking of urine. I asked Theo, but he was clueless. After 3 months of this happening twice a week, I was exasperated. I stopped leaving clothes out, but urine still appeared on my shoes, pillows, and other items. Ashton suggested my cat was marking territory, as male cats often do in new spaces. But I know cat urine smells different from human urine, and I trusted my cat completely. So I set up a camera in our room. I was paying rent, and Theo knew about the camera, so it seemed like the best way to solve the mystery. To my shock, the footage showed Ashton entering our room and urinating on my things. Disgusted, I packed up my cat and belongings and stayed with a friend until Theo graduated, and we moved. I avoided confronting Ashton. Gross. And let Theo handle it. I haven't spoken to him much since. He was best man at our wedding, but we keep our distance at family events. With the pandemic, Ashton lost his job and apartment and is struggling financially. He asked to move in with us, but I'm hesitant because of his past actions. He was 25 at the time, a grown man. Now Theo's family is bombarding me with calls and texts, calling me heartless for leaving Ashton homeless during a pandemic, but they didn't have their stuff urinated on. Am I the jerk? Am I holding a grudge over his actions? His dog deserves a home, but I made it clear I can't take the dog and leave Ashton out in the cold. I feel justified, but Theo says he can't abandon his brother, and the job market here suits Ashton's skills better. There's an edit and multiple updates coming as this is a full-blown saga. I'm assuming the cat mentioned was a typo for his dog, unless Ashton got a cat in the meantime. How bizarre is it that someone would sneak into your room and urinate on your stuff? Is it some kind of fetish? That's my only guess. OP is definitely not the jerk here. I'm curious to see why he did this and if they confront him. Let's dive into the edits and updates, reacting as we go for that raw perspective. Edit. Thanks for reading my dilemma. I'm at work, so I'll respond to comments tomorrow. Here are answers to common questions. Is Ashton in therapy? Last I heard, he was. After the urine incident, his mom insisted he go. Why did he do it? Ashton and Theo are close, and my presence in Theo's life felt threatening, so he tried to sabotage our relationship. It backfired, leading Theo to cut contact for a while. Ashton's therapist suggested he make amends with Theo per my mother-in-law, who facilitated their reconciliation on the condition I didn't have to interact with him. He's never been to our home since. Why was he in the wedding? Our parents wanted a big wedding, as I'm the first of my siblings to marry. All my sisters and Theo's brothers were in the bridal party, so excluding Ashton wasn't an option. Theo and Ashton are best friends, and I was fine as long as I didn't have to pose with him or hear a speech from him. Why can't his family take him? We're on the East Coast. The rest of his family is on the West Coast. Theo's job field thrives here, so Ashton moving west would hurt his job prospects. I'm trying to convince Theo's brothers to pitch in for Ashton to stay there. Why do they think I'm a jerk? Theo's family is big on forgiving and forgetting, even for things like car theft or faking a degree. They see Ashton's actions as a one-time mistake he's outgrown, and I should move on. Did he apologize? He apologized to Theo, but not me, which stings. I considered accepting an apology, but you all are right. It might just be a way for him to weasel into our home and trigger my trauma. Did he pay for the damaged items? I washed what I could and threw out non-sentimental items, like 2 pairs of shoes. It didn't occur to me to ask for compensation. Where does Theo stand? Theo's amazing and deals with my quirks. He'd let Ashton move in if it made me happy, but after the incident, he was horrified and cut Ashton off. His mom's push for therapy and amends led to their reconciliation, but Theo never pressured me to interact with Ashton. Can I see the video? No, I value privacy. I only shared it with Theo to prove it happened, as I wouldn't believe it myself. He showed it to his parents and older brothers for proof. Thanks for the awards and hilarious nicknames. If Ashton moves in, I'm leaving a litter box in his room as a jab. I'll keep responding soon. Edit 2. Mini update. Things have exploded in the family and my day's been rough. Some of Theo's brothers saw my post and your comments, realizing they didn't know the full story. Neither did I. Brothers 3, 4, and 8 are coming to handle things as I'm overwhelmed. To those messaging me that I deserved it, I hope you get a visit from the urine bandit. Thanks for the support and reality checks. Things are tough, but I'll update in a few days. Stay hydrated. This story gets crazier, so let's jump into update 1. I've split this into sections written over several days to avoid overwhelming you with endless edits. I showed Theo the post, as suggested. He read your comments and realized he'd failed me by not demanding more from himself, his family, and Ashton. He apologized profusely for letting his family's dysfunction slide. Ashton moving in is off the table. As an engineer, Theo reached out to professional contacts about job opportunities for Ashton. One contact, from Ashton's former company, revealed he hadn't been fired. He quit, but could return. Theo confronted Ashton, driving a few hours to his place while I was at work. I have 2 jobs, one at night, 4 p.m. to midnight, for joy, not necessity, and a part-time day job. At Ashton's, Theo uncovered a chain of events and truths that left me more sad than angry. I'm exhausted and just want to sleep, but I owe you closure after your kind and harsh messages. I'm sharing a condensed but still lengthy version of everything since my original post. B stands for Theo's brother. Brother 1, doctor, military background, wife, 3 kids. Brother 2, surgeon, wife, 2 dogs, bearded dragon. Brother 3, engineer, fiancé, dog. Brother 4, teacher, researcher, wife, 1 kid. Brother 5, IT wife. Brother 6, doctor, single. Brother 7, chef, businessman, wife, 1 kid. Brother 8, car salesman, wife, 3 kids, fish. Brother 9, Theo, me, cat. Brother 10, Ashton. I hope you don't need to memorize that. Theo and I discussed your feedback, cried, and vowed to improve. His family's don't rock the boat mentality shaped him. But we agreed to individual therapy with couples therapy if recommended. He got me a world's okayest human shirt to lift my spirits. Theo confronted Ashton, who wasn't home. Using an emergency key, Theo entered and waited. Needing the guest bathroom, he found it locked, so he used Ashton's ensuite and discovered a situation. He called, telling me to stay home as he needed to involve his family and spare me more pain. I was scared, but told him to be safe. Hours later, Wife 8 called, crying, asking if I was okay. I was clueless, as Theo was vague. She asked if I wanted details, which I did. Brother 5 saw my post and told Brother 7, who thought parts of my story seemed off. He contacted Brother 2, then their mom, and soon all the brothers read it. The therapist Ashton claimed to see was a friend with no credentials, faking sessions for 3 years, funded by their mom, who hid this. The family thought Ashton had apologized to me, misled by my doormat tendencies and his best man role. They didn't know the urination went on for months, not just a few times. Wife 8 said brothers 3, 4, and 8 were coming to help Theo, who'd found something disturbing. She suggested I call Wife 1 for support. Theo kept apologizing, saying his brothers would handle it. I demanded answers, tired of being in the dark. Ashton has mental health issues, despises me, and had photos of me in his bathroom covered in urine and semen. He also had photos of Brother 1's 14-year-old daughter, likely targeting her to hurt her father. Theo found family photo albums, meant to be at his parents', with my pictures cut out or defaced, including our wedding photo, stained yellow. Under Ashton's bed, Theo found his cat, scared and malnourished, also covered in urine and semen. Brother 6 called as I wasn't answering and told Theo to stay put until they located Ashton. The brothers were furious, especially Brother 1, who threatened Ashton over his daughter. Theo confronted his mom about her lies and cover-up. She admitted she failed Ashton by ignoring his childhood bullying by brothers 1 through 8 and was overcompensating now. She thought Ashton was stable, not realizing he'd faked therapy. I called out of work, unable to function. I drove to Ashton's to help the cat, feeling numb but needing to act. En route, our video doorbell notified me of a sunflower delivery, Theo's favorite flower. The card, from Ashton, blamed me for airing our issues online, saying any consequences were on me. I broke down, pulled over, and cried. I asked a neighbor to trash the flowers and sent Theo a photo. I turned back to my sisters feeling lost. My once large family felt gone. I feared for Theo, the cat, and even Ashton hurting himself. I called wife 1, who was terrified for her daughter, but I couldn't comfort her, as scared as I was. Rationally, I know this isn't my fault, but I feel like the common thread. I'm at my parents' now with Theo and my cat, which helps. I've lost some faith in humanity, and the worst part? I have real PTSD. The sound of urine hitting water triggers dread and static in my head. Going to the bathroom is a struggle. Thanks to my dad, I got an emergency therapist. Now, what happened to Ashton? After the flowers, I couldn't cope and went to my sisters. Theo joined me. Brother 6 is coordinating. I haven't asked about Ashton's fate, but he's on psychiatric hold being evaluated. Brother 1 wants police involved due to his daughter. I saw the photos to document them, as Brother 2 advised, but it only raised questions. My therapist will help. I'm not leaving Theo. The cat didn't survive, which I'll always feel guilty about. She had an untreated kidney issue, worsened by neglect, and the vet euthanized her to end her suffering. Brother 1's daughter faced childhood bullying from Ashton, not recent contact, but she's in therapy. That's the update. I've set boundaries. No family living with us, ever. I never got an apology, and I don't want one. Therapy might change that, but for now, I'm done. My goodness, what a twist from the initial post. I thought it was some fetish, but it's tied to deep mental issues, with photos on walls and the poor cat suffering. There's more to come, so let's hit update 2. Thanks for the overwhelming support from you internet strangers. Your kind messages mean the world during these tough days. My therapist suggested journaling to process, so this post doubles as my diary for those following the urine guy saga. It's been 2 weeks since I opened this family Pandora's box, and you know how it went. I'm grateful to Reddit for pushing me to address this, even if it turned my life into a mess. Thanks to the Twitter folks who found this, too. Common questions answered. I'm only dealing with Brother 6, my favorite, who's been supportive. I offered help to Brother 1 and his wife, but they declined, maybe sincerely or not. Most brothers apologized, some owning their roles in this mess. This family will keep therapists busy. My mother-in-law likely faced lifelong manipulation. But we're done with her after she blamed us for splitting the family, saying she'd forgiven worse to keep everyone together. Theo's in therapy, haunted by his best friend's actions against me. He offered divorce, knowing his family hurt me. But I love him, and declined. Ashton's on psychiatric hold. Theo refused to see him, but wrote a letter I don't want to read. He'll move to the West Coast for his family to handle. We're taking a break at my dad's beach condo with my cat. I quit one job, got a new phone to avoid family contact, and we're moving closer to my family. I got a protective order. Brother 1 is limiting his daughter's social media. The locked bathroom had more of the same disturbing stuff, not body parts. Ashton may have issues with women, targeting me, his niece, and his cat, but I'm no expert. I'm managing with therapy every other day, using headphones for bathroom triggers. My sisters visit to help. Theo shared that growing up with 8 older brothers made Ashton vulnerable to criticism and bullying, worsened by a family that buried issues. We're all fighting demons, but some of us learned better through spouses and life. Take care.